Fullback Calderwood, McKenna, Senior and Cummins. Sinfield, the skipper, had moved to stand off, and it was Andrew Duneman at scrum half. Then the forwards, Ward, Diskin and McDermott, Ferner, Adamson, and the significant change, Poaching coming in at loose forward. And on the bench for Leeds, Maguire, Burrow, Feather and MacDonald. The coach, Darryl Powell. Now Bradford, who began the evening as league leaders by virtue of their greater points difference. Reardon at full-back, Vicona, Naylor, Harpy and Vinacolo, Price, who was injured from the start really, and Deacon the scrum half. And then the forwards, Vanganar, Lowe's the skipper, Anderson, Peacock, Radford and Forshaw. And their substitutes, Gilmore, Langley, Parker and Fielden back on the scene again for coach Brian Noble. Carl Kirkpatrick is tonight's big match referee. This fella's been catching the headlines, Steve-O. He's had some big games under his charge this year.
Doesn't surprise me he's got this one, because this is going to be the biggest of them all so far this season. We've had some crackers, but hold on to your seats. This is going to be one wow of a game. And it's going to be tough.
With the first drive forward, met by Danny Ward and David Ferner. Lowe's is the dummy half, tips it inside to Peacock. Adamson was after him. He was finished off by McDermott and Poaching. Lowe's again, misses out Forshaw, finds Lee Radford. Good tackling early by Leeds, and it will have to be all the way through this match. Anderson again, head-to-head with Barry McDermott. Tipped up by Ferner and dumped to the ground.
Not surprisingly, Bradford is showing their hand, using the big fellas. Lowe's taking the opportunity to take the kick. He's got a good bounce.
It's got a great bounce. It was awkward for Cummins, but he got to it, and in the end, Deacon was the man who finished him up with the tackle. Keith Senior now from dummy half for the Rhinos. Good tackling, though, here by the Bulls, driving the man back.
It's amazing, you know, both sides, they're fully professional, but I can assure you they'll be nervous out there. Oh, what a big hit there. Vanganar.
Over the top of Deacon, and Ward felt that. Here now is Matt Adamson.
Boom, get into it. It surprised me that Powell started with Danny Ward. You have Wayne McDonald, who is a huge man, and you would have thought that he would have thrown McDonald in against the big pack that Bradford have.
This is Duneman on the last, so there's the kick. It's the first test of Stuart Reardon's nerve, and he comes up front. Oh, and he's got away from Ferner, and he nearly gets through Cummins and Senior, but Senior finishes him off.
Quality player, Stuart Reardon. This guy will go places, don't worry about that, the fullback tonight. A little bit far too long from Duneman. Really needed a bit more height, give his players a chance to try to apply the pressure to Reardon. It'll all come down to a mistake. Mistake will get the first break, don't worry about that. It may even come as a try.
This is Vanganar now, good tackling from Leeds once again. Head-to-head over the years, and as you can see, Bradford do pretty well against Leeds traditionally. And at Headingley, they just have the edge as well over the past 30 years. Super League, it has been overwhelmingly the Bradford Bulls who have regularly taken the spoils. But just one defeat away from Odsal this year. It was in week 1 at St Helens. Leeds with work to do.
Only a metre away from a 40-20. And the wily fullback Gary Connolly knew he was going to go short. Such an important factor, this fella Paul Deacon. Kicking game, especially the short one, is going to be an advantage for this Bradford outfit.
Chris McKenna there with the right knee heavily bandaged. Here now is David Ferner. Enjoying his rugby league so much, David Ferner, since his move from Wigan at the end of last year. There's his former Wigan teammate Connolly, and Connolly was nearly through. He's grounded on halfway. This is Diskin. Diskin then to Sinfield. Sinfield back to Duneman. Incisive running here from Leeds, but Adamson cut down by Deacon. Poaching to Duneman, to McDermott. McDermott driving it in hard over the top of Forshaw. Took a good tackle to stop him. It was provided by Peacock. Here is Sinfield. Leeds rolling forward. A dab over the top, but it's just too long.
Great build up there from the Rhinos. Quick play the ball, got them into a good position. Just a little bit too strong there from the captain, Kevin Sinfield. Showed you there that Forshaw just couldn't get down to the big fella, Barry McDermott.
Kavita Vicona with a robust run, halted by Duneman. Naylor dummy half. Here is Vinacolo. Big Vinacolo and Vicona, they will be key figures for the Bulls tonight. Lowe's, here's Vanganar.
in the forwards and the three-quarters. Both these sides have to be the biggest in Super League.
Deacon to Forshaw, inside to Reardon. McDermott was waiting for him, the trap was sprung. That's the last. Wait for the kick here. Lowe's gives it to Deacon. There's the dribble through.
It's a good one too as well.
It's in between Cummins and Connolly, but in the end it stands up for Connolly. Gary Connolly, the Lance Todd winner, the Man of the Match award at the Challenge Cup final against Bradford, despite the fact that it was on the losing side. Last home win against the Bulls in May of last year for Leeds. This is McKenna. Poaching. And up comes Adamson. That's the fourth tackle gone, says referee Carl Kirkpatrick. They play the ball and they are much quicker this evening already than we've seen for many of the matches this year. Here is senior Luke Pass taking on Naylor, gets the ball away brilliantly to Connolly. He then finds David Furner, Peacock standing firm, and Banganar finishes the Aussie off.
Again, great build-up, but full credit to this Bulls outfit. The defence got back quickly.
Dab over the top is by Sinfield. Vinacolo picks it up near his own line, taking on Diskin. And also poaching, the Leeds Rhinos pair winning that little battle. This is Stuart Reardon now, and Diskin doing well from dummy half.
Surprising Leeds, though, on two occasions they've tested the fullback rather than go to either wing. You would have anticipated that they would have given Leslie Vinacolo plenty of work.
Danny Ward on Peacock.
That'll lift him.
Here's Naylor.
Well, Johnny Ward, he caught a good one from Joe Banganar early. He squared it up with a beauty.
Deacon with a long kick right down centre field. Connolly collects it. Here is Calderwood, trying to use his pace to outstrip these big Bradford forwards. He nearly jinked inside Lowe's. Oh, I thought he dropped that for a moment.
Just bobbled a little bit as he placed it on the ground.
Cummins now.
Good work from the winger, but Leeds, they're not for this one. They're playing the ball so fast.
And that was a bit of after you, Danny, from Jamie Peacock. And Danny Ward just grins all over his face as he gets up. This is McDermott. And that really could have been a penalty against James Lowe's.
Well, to be fair...
Connolly wide to McKenna. He's got Calderwood on the overlap. McKenna went on his own. Good tackle by Shontaine Harpy.
It had to be as well.
Last tackle here for Leeds. Sinfield will hoist the kick, looking for Senior out wide. And also Cummins. Vicona claims it well, though. And he defused the bomb, what's more. It's a tap on the 20-metre line.
Again, it amazes me that they've gone for this right wing rather than the opposite with Vinacolo. Now, that's good refereeing by Carl Kirkpatrick. You could see that Jimmy Lowe's had slipped. Wasn't intentional. I know the rule says you've got to get out wide.
Don't let me doing that again.
As soon as you've done the tackle, you're supposed to roll away. But Lowe's, to his credit, he did slip.
And there's a bit of pushing and shoving in the corner between Senior and somebody. And the referee spotted it and had a word with Keith Senior. Just got his own authority on the game. And he's giving the penalty here to Bradford for offside.
Blindside failed to go back to the official. See there that Senior and Duneman made no attempt to come back with a man with a whistle. That's the reason why Bradford have got it. And I must say, Brian Noble, the Bulls coach, will be quite happy because of the fact they've been under a lot of pressure, but still no score.
And now they can test this Leeds defence themselves. Here's Price. Now it's Reardon. Goes to wide to Shontaine Harpy. Leeds tackling is good so far. It has to be here as Bradford drives the ball forward.
That's a great quality that the fullback Stuart Reardon has. There's nothing better than to chime in the three-quarter line. Got the speed.
This is Deacon to Banganar. Banganar standing, and that's good work from Danny Ward. He wrapped the ball up then in the tackle. Banganar was looking to offload it. Lowe's, Deacon attacking the line. Deacon gives it then to Naylor. Naylor's a big man, but McDermott was there to stop him. This is the first real test of this Leeds defence, and it's Anderson! It's the last tackle. They're so close, Bradford. Lowe's spins the ball to Deacon. Deacon will put the kick in out wide. It's a cracker. Oh, Leslie Vinacolo couldn't take it. He would have been referred back to the video referee anyway.
You could see Calderwood was in an awful position didn't anticipate that Vainikolo, he really should have taken that, the big winger.
Well, it would have given the video referee his first task of the night, I feel.
Well, we'll see whether he was offside. No doubt about he got the fingertips to it, but it's amazing how they caught out Mark Calderwood. If there's any flaw in his defensive qualities, Mark Calderwood, his positional sense sometimes, out of the wing, he gets caught so often.
Here's Duneman now for Leeds. It's Perner back on the inside. Gary Connolly scampering into dummy half. There he is with hands on the ball now. It's his 500th career appearance in the British game, this, for Gary Connolly. He disappears under that challenge from Price and Lowe's. Senior Duneman with a high kick. High kick and a tester again for Vainikolo. And Vainikolo came up with the goods. There is Connolly, 500 career appearances in the British game, 15 with the Bulldogs in Australia way back in 1993.
That's an amazing effort, isn't it? So many games at the top level. A lot of people thought he was finished, and then Leeds snapped him up. Great play.
It is great play, but they got in each other's way in the end, and Calderwood after it.
Offside.
No, he's got them for the knock-on, Bradford. And Bradford claiming that he's facing his own try line.
And it certainly went back off Chantain Happy. Well, if he's touched it, surely Vainikolo was in an offside position. No doubt about it, going back off Harpy.
Hold him up. Hold him up.
Well, that's got to be a penalty for mine.
Well, yes, if he's in front and he was, that's a penalty.
Yeah, of course it is. Either way, Leeds have got possession.
But they could have been taking a kick at goal. Although I suppose in matches between these two, you don't mention kicks at goal to this fellow, Kevin Sinfield. It's now with Matt Adamson. Leeds look really up for this. Poaching will drive it in again hard. Poaching, oh, what a tackle by Harpy. Poaching's head shot back.
It had to be as well, but Bradford very slow moving up.
Diskin, that was Adamson. This is Danny Ward. Ward taking them on himself.
It's amazing me, this Bradford defence are hanging back. They're seeing what Leeds are going to do.
Now Sinfield. Here is Duneman. Duneman attacking the line. Oh, and off the chest of Senior and out.
That was a try. And he knows it as the coach, Darryl Powell. He was missing out Senior. And Senior came in. Duneman, beautiful pass. Wanted it go full across. Had the opportunity, and they have blown it. And he knows that big time. You've got to take your chances. Mentioned the fact before the kickoff that this fella a little bit slow starting since he came back from the injury. I thought that maybe he brought him back a little bit too early.
Andrew Duneman's 9th meeting against the Bulls. He's yet to win for either Leeds or Halifax. This is Reardon. That was high from Poaching.
The last one was borderline.
Just slid over the top of the shoulders, right into the face. The impact got to chest at first, but finished up right in the mush. Carl Patrick, who Eddie has already mentioned. That's one heck of a season.
This is Anderson again. Don't think any of us will forget the try he scored against Leeds at Odsall. Gary Connolly certainly won't. But the biggest handoff of the season. This is Vainikolo. He tried to get the ball away. It went out of play anyway, but it was forward looking for Harpy.
He was a strong boy, but really that was an impossible pass. Concentration, the key word.
21 tries for this fellow in all competitions this year. 15 in Super League, level with Leon Price. Leon Price, who is playing tonight despite leaving the field after a minute of last week's game for the Bulls with a sternum injury. And Clarkey, they are painful, aren't they?
They certainly are. He's going to, like Steve said, have to live with that for a while. Oh, bad mistake there from Leeds. You know, the opening part of this game, and just until the last minute or so, is at a test match intensity. Both sides really going at it 100 miles an hour, and Leeds will be happy that unlike the last time they played against Bradford, they've been able to live with the Bulls in the opening stages. In fact, not only live, but maybe should have gone ahead with the try in the corner. You mentioned the tension before the game amongst the fans and certainly amongst the coaches. I think there's certain amounts of that, even amongst the players. They're desperate really to just put on the players that are going to open some chances.
It's now with Senior from that scrum, and there's a bit of a schmozzle going on in back play. The touch judge is on. The referee now will give a penalty to Leeds for offside. and there was a bit of a punch-up going on in back play. And Leon Price, I think, was involved, and I think Leon Price has been hurt. McDermott and Anderson were involved.
Well, they certainly got into each other.
Leon Price looks as though he's struggling, by the way.
You see, watch the ball out left, and then look onto your right-hand side.
Well, there's the incident where Leon Price got an elbow, I think, from Pete Senior in his sternum, and he is struggling, this young man.
Well, you take the chance. You're not going to be patacated all the way through. They're going to hit you big time. It is a big problem to go out in a big game like this, and I think he's
fall on the field as well.
I think he'll succumb to it. It's a big ask.
Robbie Paul, the water carrier, this evening, he said on Boots and All with us on Wednesday evening that with Leon Price injured, he himself injured, Chris Bridge injured, that they haven't got a standoff standing at the moment at the Bulls.
Well,
Leon Price needs a medal for bravery coming out here.
They have had it in Leon Price there, but it's just like a rib cartilage, you know. It just niggles away at you, and it'll hurt him all the way through the season. He's trying to just push it out of his mind.
Sinfield with this penalty attempt, which spirals wide. Stays at 0-0 then. First real chance of points on the board, going Leeds' way. Brian Noble, an interested spectator, of course.
He'll be happy, well, Mr. Noble. Mainly due to the fact that they have stretched themselves. Leeds really have played this ball quickly, applied the pressure, still no score. It could become frustration into it. They're like coiled springs now, but they're swinging and
Adamson and Forshaw. I think Adamson gave Forshaw a dig, and then Forshaw took exception to it. Depends how the touch judges saw it, of course. I think they could both be in the sin bin here.
Well, it'd be a wise move by the official, Carl Kirkpatrick, just to get the message across. Went straight into him. Nothing wrong with the tackle. Obviously something was said. A lot of verbals. Nothing wrong with the tackle. Quite legitimate. Forshaw. And a little bit of a word. Thump. Well, the handbags were making contact on that occasion. Well, swinging for fresh air. Whoa, I love it.
No, listen to me.
It's a hot day.
I got you throwing the first punch, someone for touch, Judge. All right, he's reacting to it. I'm going to penalise you. All right, I'm going to speak to him now about the reaction. I will do. Come here.
Well, Forshaw will not go to the sin bin, and neither will Adamson, from what we've just heard.
Before you reacted. What? All right, I had the penalty before you reacted. All right, let me referee the game. It's your penalty. We don't want the reaction.
Well, no love lost between Mr. Forshaw and Mr. Adamson, that's for sure. Matt Adamson, of course, played in that Challenge Cup final with a fractured cheekbone, but still played. And he didn't like a little bit of the treatment he received on that occasion, if I remember rightly. Well, they're looking for him again. Instead, they give it to Sinfield, and it opens up almost for Sinfield. Adamson and Forshaw with the tackle. Diskin finds Barry McDermott. Peacock stopped it. Flicked the ball away, though. And here comes Ferner. Now it's to Connolly.
Much better defence by Bradford at this point in time. They've got to move up quickly, and they're doing that.
Danny Ward.
They were hanging back a little bit.
Diskin the dummy half. Gives it to Duneman. Duneman then to Sinfield. Can't get through this defence. Flicked on. Oh, McDermott's lost it. First knock on is by Bradford.
Yeah. Bradford fans don't like it, but he's got it spot on.
It was by Lee Radford.
Yep, definitely got a fingertip to it. Oh, you can feel this tension, can't you? Barry McDermott thought that he'd given possession away. He surprises anybody.
I think Leon Price, by the way, Steve, has moved out to the centre. Shontaine Harpy's taken over. This, though, is Gary Connolly. And Connolly wrestled to the ground by Reardon. Senior waits. That could have been a penalty. Senior hasn't scored for a wee while. Just 2 tries in his last 15 appearances. Diskin, Duneman to McDermott. McDermott's trying to get through Lowe's. Lowe's doing well. Plays the ball quickly. Duneman gives it to Poaching.
Played it quicker, all right. Played it sideways.
Diskin. Flick pass out the back door. Leeds looking to keep it alive at every opportunity. Sinfield, they've lost momentum. They'll try and gather it again here with Furner. Furner misses out. Connolly finds Senior. Senior pops it back to Calderwood. And Calderwood is tackled by Naylor. Terrific Bradford defence here. Furner. Duneman. Here's the kick. It goes wide. Tester for Vainicolo. Comes up with the goods.
What a
Catches it
save.
cleanly. He's away. Vainicolo's away. Calderwood has missed him. Vainicolo's going all the way. Vainicolo for Bradford. Underneath the post. Leslie Vainicolo was tested to the limit by the high kick. And he just then sprung the net. He was away from one end of the field to the other. First blood to the Bradford Bulls. Leslie Vainicolo, a 100-metre try.
I've been shouting for the kick to this fella because I thought maybe a bit of a weakness in this Bradford defence, but he took the ball superbly. What a try. Outstanding. Wasn't just a case of taking the ball and sprinting away. He had to fend away. Look how he takes the ball here now. They get to him. Shrugs up Adamson. Poaching can't. Flicks him. And then pushes away Calderwood. Cummins did his best. Brian Noble knew. Go to the sticks, he says. What a great fend. Calderwood tried his best. What a TRY. Whoa. Well, he got it down. I don't like the way that people do that when they dive in the air. I've seen them drop before and made a fool of, but he's certainly become a star on that occasion.
Oh, he was a star long before that, Leslie Vainicolo. Terrific try, and Deacon adds the extras. Bradford Bulls are ahead by 6 points to 0. What a try from Leslie Vainicolo on his 150th appearance for Bradford. That's his 93rd try. And no wonder the Tongan Rugby Union squad wants him for the World Cup later this year. He'll be allowed to go, providing the Bulls' commitments are fulfilled.
Breathtaking. Wonderful stuff. Well, that may knock the stuffing out of this Leeds outfit who have been bossing this game throughout. They've had so many opportunities, half breaks against the Bradford defence. They were in full control, and as so often happens this season in Super League, a try goes against the run of play. You take your chances. Leeds have had a couple. Bradford have had 2, but they've come up with 1. That's a try, that is.
And this now is Radford for the Bradford Bulls. And they get the penalty. Adamson, since he got involved in the fisticuffs with Forshaw,
all he knows is Sind has to move away.
well, early hours of the morning at the Leeds General Infirmary for the birth of his second daughter. And hoping to make it a perfect double here this evening. There is Stuart Fielden back in the Super League. And great to see as well, Forshaw.
Well, it's a happy occasion, Eddie, as you say, but surely it must play its part. Not getting a good night's sleep before a big game like this.
Oh, opened up for Naylor there.
Good job Furner there, and Diskin got to him, so they say. He's hurt his Naylor. Picked up a knock there, he's down.
He has, it's his ankle as Peacock tries to drive it in. Duneman and Furner again stop him. There's a problem there, as you can see, for Scott Naylor. Here's Davita Vicona. And by the way, the stat I read you about Leslie Vainicolo belongs to Vicona.
Oh, that was forward a mile.
And the referee
right.
spotted it. Davita Vicona there is the man who has played, or playing his 150th appearance for Bradford. He's got 92 tries so far. Leslie Vainicolo hasn't quite played that many for Bradford yet.
Golden opportunity just thrown away by the experienced Mike Forshaw. They had the overlap there. They blew it with a bad error. No doubt it was forward. Well picked up by the touch judge who helped. Quickly got the message to Mr. Kirkpatrick.
It's Connolly who will take Leeds over halfway, then offload to his captain Kevin Sinfield. Lowe's is all around him, harassing him, and with Fielden, Kevin Sinfield is put to the deck. Diskin. Here is Wayne McDonald. Oh, first touch and he's lost it. And that's a knock on.
Well, they played the first knock on anyway. He said he went backwards. We've given him the benefit of the doubt. Either way, good refereeing there. Mainly due to the fact, why stop the play and waste vital seconds when they have a scrum down?
Let's get down to Bill. Eddie, real evidence of how Leon Price is suffering. He just took the ball on a kick and it hit him in the chest, and he visibly winced and then clutched at his chest. I really don't think he can do much more than just be a passenger out there at the moment, and there are concerns on the sideline as to how long he's going to be able to continue. Meanwhile, Shontaine Harpe is down on this side of the pitch, and he's clutching his knee and is in a lot of pain. Well, they're going down like flies for Bradford at the moment. This is Fielden, just back after injury. Lowe's, Forshaw near lost it. And here now is Deacon, and Deacon will dab the ball through, looking for Vicona. Cummins is there, and he just lets the ball find touch. Took the gamble.
Well, Deacon's not happy with that, mainly due to the fact that Tavita Vicona was very slow to realise that the kick was coming in. He knows he was on a standing start when he really should have had momentum forward, and that's the reason why Paul Deacon is having a little go at the wingers, saying, come on. Perfectly weighted kick.
Well, Bradford might be struggling with injuries in a couple of departments, but they're ahead on the scoreboard. It's 6-0, and we're coming to the 25th minute. This now is Adamson for Leeds. Connolly in a dummy half. Here is Sinfield. Now it's with McKenna. It's outstanding match so far. Played at breakneck speed on a really hot and humid evening here in West Yorkshire.
And fair credit to Mr. Kirkpatrick, the referee. He's given them both sides plenty of room to move. He's taken them back a good 10.
Last tackle here for Leeds. It's with Sinfield. He'll drift the kick over the top. Oh, and that hit the post and bounced, well, into the arms of Reardon.
Didn't he handle that well? Instead of rushing towards the football, he anticipated that it may hit and slowed himself down.
Here's Tavita Vicona.
Bit of an elbow right in the face.
Yes, Chris Feather will have felt that. It's a fantastic match though, Phil.
It is, Eddie, and the key to winning these big games is to maintain that speed and intensity. That's what you're looking for your players to come off the bench, to lift you with a big run. Fielden's done that a couple of times already. The important thing as well is to take the opportunities. Bradford just forcing the pass maybe a little bit too much at the moment, especially on the fringes. Although we've seen both teams, when they have moved the ball wide, create some space and some opportunities. You've got to, your mind really, you've got to ignore, because your body's telling you that it's tired, but you've just got to keep pushing.
Tell you what, Eddie, they were very fortunate there, Leeds, because yet again Mark Calderwood had gone right in to look after Shontaine Harpe, and there was an overlap. The pass wasn't good, otherwise Leeds would have been in a lot of trouble.
Well, this is Connolly trying to prize an opening against Scott Naylor. Cummins is the dummy half, and here is Ferner. Ferner with that punch-shouldered run of his, and they're watching him very closely.
Leeds have to be looking for the second phase. There's a lot more dummy running.
Duneman, and he got that wide to Adamson.
Great tackle from Paul Deacon, right round the ankle.
Here's Duneman again, coming back towards the sticks with Chris Feather. That's 4 tackles gone. They're inching closer though. They're inching closer, Leeds, and it's with Sinfield, and Sinfield to Ferner. Peacock was waiting for him. It's the last.
That had a big cross on that one, a red one.
Duneman stabs the kick through himself, and Reardon tidies up for Bradford. Duneman claiming he was taken out without the ball.
Probably had a case as well. Looked to me that Mike Forshaw had a good grab of him.
And Rob Parker was committed as well, according to Mr. Kirkpatrick. Here is Fielden.
Hey! Break the tanker!
McKenna could have been penalised there.
Vicona.
Clean!
All square on the penalty count. Only 4 in the opening 28 minutes. 6-0 though Bradford.
Well, elbow right in the chest of Forshaw, and he's looking. He said, "I'll get you." He was looking at the wrong man. He was looking at Wayne McDonald.
That's Leon Price's kick downfield. Francis Cummins collects it 10 metres from his own line. Leeds now look to counter down this left-hand touchline. Good tackle though by Rob Parker. This is Connolly taking on Leon Price.
Doing a lot of work. Connolly coming in from the full-back position. obviously ploy that Darryl Powell wants him to do.
And Leon Price is in terrible pain.
Well, we
He's
knew
in
it was going to be a gamble, Eddie.
Here is Poaching. Poaching taking them on down that channel. Gets the pass away, but straight to Harpy.
Loitering with intent there. And Harpy.
Here's Vinacolo again.
How many chances, though, of Leeds just frittered away. Good work from Poaching, who's in tremendous form, but forcing the pass when they really don't need it. It's tense out there. No side can really get any rhythm going because of defence.
Great tackle again by Reardon. Don't know how many times I've said that about David Furner tonight already. Lowe's to Fielden. Flick pass from Fielden, went backwards. This is Reardon. Picks up the pieces for Bradford. Then drives it straight at Adamson. That's the last tackle for Bradford. Lowe's. Kick downfield. Calderwood and Connolly. And Connolly, the man who takes charge of the situation. Oh, gets a risky pass away to Calderwood, but it came off.
Oh, you don't need that. Like to see the face of the coach, Darryl Powell, after that was given. Good work from Feather. Valuable ground. Naylor says he dropped it.
And the touch judge agrees.
That pass, unbelievable. From the experienced fullback, Gary Connolly. Why on earth he tried to offload? He just lost it, though. It was a good run from Feather, and Naylor was quick to get to the touch judge. Dropped it.
Back in the centre, Joe. Come on, you've got to keep moving backwards.
The Cumberland throw from the big centre, Scott Naylor.
Just a little one from Chris Feather.
They all count.
21st substitute appearance for Feather, still to make his full debut. He lost 2 against Bradford with Wakefield last year. And he's on the wrong end of the scoreboard here tonight so far.
Interesting, how will they use Price here at the base? That says it all.
Well, he's going through some agony just to be out there.
But why on earth use him? Oh, I made the comment. I wonder what they're going to do with him. Why don't they just leave him out in the wing? Let him get his breath out. You could see there, typical example of taking your eyes off the football. He's not 100%, both physically and mentally.
Connolly has got Deacon all round him, and a big hit by Peacock. Brian Noble continuing with the gamble for the time being on Leon Price. And Price is in there again, bravely tackling Keith Senior.
The only thing I think of Brian Noble is start to realise that maybe late in this game he could come up with something. That's a forward pass. That maybe Leon Price can come up with something different. Okay, we know he can't get involved in the heavy stuff, but he's got a wonderful step. Maybe you'll take him off and maybe use him late in the game as a substitute. It could prove the key factor.
Willie, this time. No, you're not.
Leon Price looking at the bench.
And not surprisingly, Price has gone on the blind side, and Chantain Happy comes into the standoff position. Quick thinking there by Brian Noble.
Here is Peacock.
Great run. He's had a big season this time.
He has. He really has. And Leeds just not holding on to the ball. Forshaw. That's James Lowe's. Here is Leon Price. Pops the ball back to Vinacolo again. Well, he's scored one. He's always hunting more. Once he's got over the whitewash. This is Fielden.
Looked a bit dodgy, that one. Who was late to offload was Jamie Lowe's.
This is James Lowe's again now, and everyone's after it. And the ball runs dead in goal.
Not a bad option from the hook either. Through all this traffic, just get yourself an obstruction penalty. You could see there that Rob Parker was claiming to the official, but when you run in the same direction, you can shoulder charge, and that's what it was. Oh, that was high. Get him down, Jimmy.
James Lowe's, former Leeds Rhino, of course, 4 years at Headingley. 1992 to 96, but high on Wayne McDonald.
And it's a silly mistake. Doesn't give Leeds the impetus now to get through.
I'll tell you what, he's got to jump to get high on Wayne McDonald. He's 6'7".
Well, as you can see, he can jump well. Clarkey, Leeds have had all the possession, so many chances. They must be getting frustrated.
Well, it looks as though both sides have worked on attacking their opponents out wide on the fringes, and on a couple of occasions Leeds have had a vast overlap, 2-3 players who have been able to find the man. Maybe it's here on the right.
This is Feather down the middle. Leeds looking to build on this territory and all this possession they've had. Sinfield. Here is McDonald. McDonald slipped the net of one. He's a big man. Just held up short. Great defence.
Good play from Reardon.
Here's Adamson.
He's short too.
And Parker, the man who forced the ball back into Adamson's midriff. Diskin gives it a bit of space to Duneman. Duneman attacking the line. Looping past to Connolly. Connolly's got by Kona. He's in, is Connolly. Gary Connolly for Leeds.
Neat dummy. They had the overlap, he didn't need it. The sliding defence had to go the way, he had to make sure they covered the winger, and Connolly threw the dummy. He knew he had the strength and the speed.
This full house crowd going crackers if they are Leeds Rhino supporters, and the majority of them will be.
They've sucked in the defence. Duneman knew this. Long ball there. By Kona, it was in two minds. It was a one-on-two situation. As soon as he hesitated, throws the dummy, gets there, no doubt about it. And you've got to go back to the fact that James Lowe's give away that silly penalty. High shot on Wayne McDonald. And one Brian Noble, the Bulls coach, will be far from impressed that he's given away a silly penalty, especially with the fact that Jimmy Lowe's is the captain. They had good field position, and within seconds, Leeds have hit back. They've threatened so much, now they've got the 4 points they needed.
Connolly marking his 500th career appearance then in the British game with the try, and he now only needs 4 for 200. What a servant this fellow has been. 32 years of age, 29 British caps, 4 for England and 1 for his adopted Ireland. Gary Connolly then with the try, and Kevin Sinfield with a difficult conversion. But remember the semi-final conversion that he kicked off the touchline, and he's kicked another here in the Super League. It's 6-all at Headingley.
Good solid work, sucked into defence, had the ability. There you see, once again it left with a 2-on-1 by Kona. He had to go out, hope that the sliding defence got to him, but Jamie Peacock could not stop Connolly scoring the try.
Well, no emotion on the face of Gary Connolly, but he knows what an important contribution that might be. The level. And here comes Willie poaching. Oh, and he's away from 2. Can't get away from Fielden.
That's lifted them, little doubt about it. And you just get the feeling that Darryl Powell has said to Gary Connolly, Landstop Trophy, I want a repeat performance against this mob. He's done that.
And he's got young Danny Maguire out there now to add a little bit of zip.
That's a good move as well by Powell. Maguire got plenty of pace.
And this is Diskin. And Diskin gets the ball away. He wasn't tackled. Sinfield attacking the line. Here's Connolly again. Big hit by Fielden. Here's Maguire. Danny Maguire attacking the line. Here's Senior. He's over. Senior scores the second for Leeds. Referee hasn't given it yet. It's a job for Steve Cross, tonight's video referee. But Senior believes, and so do I, he scored here.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, that's a try. Ball carrying arm, failed to hit the deck.
He wasn't tackled anyway, Steve-O, not held.
Yeah, they pulled away from him. Going to be interesting. Yeah, Price had let go of him. This is a 4-pointer. This is TRY. Listen to this crowd when this comes up on the screen.
He's been quiet lately, Keith Senior. He's not quiet now. His last Leeds try came in the win at Wakefield in June. That's try number 7. And Leeds have had a purple couple of minutes.
Great work from Diskin, put them into this position. And this is the reason why they brought Maguire in. Beautiful try there from Senior. They held back. Darryl Powell says they're rocking at Bradford. They got back on level terms. Let's give them the bird, let's give them the knife. And they've certainly done that. Diskin's run to put them in a position. Maguire then sends it out, and the big fella, he gets in for the 4, and what an important 4 points that is.
Yes, we're not that far away from half-time, and that could be a crucial time for Keith Senior to give Leeds the lead. Well, Kevin Sinfield has just kicked one off the touchline. He now has to kick another. This for a 12-6 half-time lead. He's just pushed it the wrong side, so the lead is 10-6. And I don't think the referee can hear the half-time siren. It hasn't gone as yet, but they apparently have got some problems with it on the sideline.
Look at the space that they allowed him. That was a good effort from Senior. There's little doubt in my mind that he will be praising the fact that the hooker Matt Diskin got through, made a great break, and then the substitute has only been on for a few minutes. Danny Maguire made such the difference. That's the difference. Darryl Powell's coaching.
And that's a great run from Wayne McDonald. And here is Chris Feather. And the reason the referee didn't hear the hooter is it hasn't gone. We're in the last minute. Duneman. This is poaching. Oh, good ball round the corner. Maguire held on brilliantly. Maguire has got one inside, one outside. Oh,
he should have passed the youngster.
Touch by Reardon.
And he's hurt. He had one inside, one outside, and the youngster, I'm afraid, has gone for glory. Vinocola couldn't get to him. McKenna on the inside, he should have gone. Good work from Stuart Reardon. But that was a try saver, and that's the reason. Whoa. He really should have passed. My mind goes back a couple of weeks ago when Andrew Duneman went down that same area, failed to pass.
Indeed so.